Hello. So, next project. I just finished this S2000. Just put rear quarters on this S2000. Both sides, bit of the sill, spare wheel well, everything. I didn't realise how rusty these cars got, but this car's really cool and it's about to go. Just needs a wash. It's pretty interesting. K20 EG Saloon. It's like full race car, stripped out. Got to put rear arches on it, but like there's nothing to it, which is cool. And then we got this MR2, which is pretty oddball. You don't really see them at all. And our plan for this is pretty much a similar sort of thing that we did to the Skyline a couple of videos ago. Car's gonna be static, gonna put a bit of camber on it, rebuilding the wheels for bigger lips. Might need to get new barrels at the same time, hopefully not. The reason we might need to get new barrels is because it's quite close to the coilover. So yeah. But this video is just gonna be like little dribs and drabs of what I'm doing to the car. And you'll see in this video. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit shorter than that Skyline video, but same sort of thing. I think the outcome will come out pretty decent. And basically, the whole car is getting ball joints, trap rod ends, bushes, everything. Just eliminate anything that's gonna go wrong in the future, any vibrations, etc, etc. The car's getting like a brand new one, basically. So yeah, you'll see that in the video. Sally Hollybush, apparently. Got these front ones on, they're done. Got these ones done. That one there. Just doing this side now. I've spent about an hour trying to get this bolt out. It was seized in there like almost solid. So that was fun. Finally get them all in. That was more of a pain in the ass than I actually thought it was going to be. They're all in, here. I've still got to wait to do the lower control arms because I'm extending them. Obviously got these ones as well. Left it loose for now. I'm gonna go up and down with the suspension a bunch of times. So what I need to do is just not let it bind up. So that's really easy to move at the minute when it's all loose and lubed up. So yeah, that's that done for now. So next job is I've got to chassis notch it. As you can see, the drive shaft is hit just here. And if you look here, the caliper bracket is actually hit on the lip as well. Now, I don't need to go much because the car's not actually going to be much lower. So I might just trim that back, weld the seam together, and hopefully that's enough. And then I'll notch the drive shaft there like I normally would. So I'm just going to pull the strut out, get all that out, and then get to notching that. Hopefully I can get in underneath here. It's very close to the side of the engine. It's usually a problem on front wheel drive cars as well, just getting in there with a welder, but it should be okay. Something like that. Notched. This is after, because I forgot to film the notch, but I promise you I welded it up. Right, so the aim of the game here is to get as much camber as I can on the front and the rear. We want a bit about 6 to 7 degrees, I think. And there's a lot of clearance issues with the barrels. So if the barrels are going to touch the spring, we need to move to the top mount. Now, the rear adjustable top hats, there's enough room to go forward, like as if it had adjustable top hat, but they don't make them. So we're just ever so slightly elongating them like this, which is perfectly fine. Only a tiny little bit anyway, it doesn't matter. Might do the same on the front as well, but I can only go a little bit on the rear as it stands. So yeah, you see here, obviously this is where the strut goes, it's in here. Now just bringing that in ever so slightly. Any more than that, it's just the spring's going to touch the strut tower anyways. Same on that one, same on that one. It shouldn't interfere with this at all. And then we're getting a little bit of camber for free there. So little tips and tricks like that. That's absolutely fine. You could do this. Obviously, don't go crazy with it. This is your strut tower, but just an oversized there is absolutely fine. So once you've got all them, do it nicely, go slow. I'm just using a drill with a little die grinder bit on there. You can get them on eBay or anything like that. But you literally basically got like yourself a mini adjustable top mount now. Any more than that, it's gonna come into contact to there anyway, but that might be what gets you half a degree of camber, maybe a degree of camber, who knows? But that will be potentially the difference of your wheels fitting and not fitting, you know what I mean? So little bits like that, just don't go mad with it. A little bit is fine. A lot of cars actually come like this from factory. BMWs I've seen before, and Nissans and stuff I've seen like that, so it's pretty normal. So yeah, just took the arch liner out. This loom was like underneath here and the wheel was actually rubbing on it. So P-clipped all that loom and washer jets and stuff up out of the way, like you would do on like an S13 or a 14, whatever. This side was already cable tied from factory. I don't know why I didn't do that on the other side. But you can see here, this lip was actually down here. Now, all I've done is just fold that flat so there's no sharp edges, and we gain like an inch or so clearance by doing that. There was like a shiny spot on the edge of it where it hit, so fold that up out the way, and that's good. Join me on a very sleety, snowy, horrible day. I'm really ill, but I've got to continue on. So, struts are off. I'm just working on making this adjustable here. So, this is your bolt here. And obviously this is what it was before, no adjustment in it. So making this elongated gives you the adjustment to put some camber on the car. It might be only a slight hole, but that's a lot of movement. As you'll see here, it's not straight. Now, it sort of tapers down a little bit, obviously, but just because of the way the strut will move when you put it in. You see what I mean? So it's not directly straight. There's a little bit of a taper to elongating that. So just have to mark it out like this, and then you can just sort of like eyeball it basically. Mark it with your pen and just go slowly. Any more than that, it hits inside there. So there's only so much you can get out of it. What you can do is, that's not going to do on this one. If you imagine it this way, you can get a little bit on there like that. So if you die grade it this way, only a little bit because you've only got a little bit of material. But if you just do a little bit, you get that little bit extra as well. So you go in at the top and then out at the bottom. If that makes sense? It should make sense, but yeah, I've got to do this on all four corners. I have to apologise about the quality of the videos. I feel like I'm about to die, so it's less than ideal. You'll see the where the bolt's been torqued up, you can see a mark. So if you just sort of like go out a little bit on there, up to the mark, and then that should be just about there, you know what I mean? You can see there, just a little bit. Now that's it's tiny bit of adjustment here, but when it comes to the wheel, that could be like a degree or something of camber. So the smallest little bits are always going to help you out in the long run. Right, so hopefully I can show this on camera and it comes off well. So if we bring the top in, camber, and if you bring the bottom out, a little tiny bit more. See, that nut is perfectly on the edge there. So yeah, you basically do that up there, you can get that all in, and that's like so much camber adjustment now, it's ridiculous. So win. Now I've just got 3 more to do. As you can see there's quite a bit of camber on there. Now that, according to my phone, is 6 degrees. So that's all well and good, but we do have a problem. So if you look inside here, oh, you're probably not going to be able to see it on camera. The strut, well, you can nearly see it. is hitting the chassis leg. I mean, we've still got a little bit of camber to go, but the strut's hitting on that, which is annoying because I just painted it underneath there, sealed it all up, but it just needs a beating with a hammer, I think, or something like that. Clearance in, however it goes. So it's one of those annoying, but it is what it is. Damn. Right, so I was editing. So the last video, well, the last time I videoed this car, I forgot to actually film the next steps and explain what was happening. So I just dropped the camera and forgot to film. But I was editing it and I realized I didn't say anything, so I'm gonna tell you now. So basically, when that strut was touching the chassis leg, at the same time, the drive shaft was also bottoming out. So if we'd have driven that, the drive shafts would have lasted like 500 miles. There was no giving them. They needed a bit of flex in them. So the next move was to extend the lower control arms. So, which is what we've done here. So we've got 2 fronts, 2 rears, all 4 are 30mm extended. So the thought process on that was we want the same matching camber on the front and the rear. So if we do the same process front and rear, it's all gonna be good. And also on the back, it was kind of necessary to do an extended lower control arm anyway. So if you're gonna extend them, obviously this is where it bolts to the car. This is like your trailing arm, which goes this way. If you go from that point onwards and extend it, it's all good. The hub comes out and the rest of it stays there. If you extend it here, you're gonna have lots of problems. So the way we did this was get 2 sets of arms. You basically cut the first arm here, and then you cut the second arm back here, and then you cut the excess on top of there. So you have a big longer bit on there, so you're gonna get 1 cut. You don't have to mess it all up. So they're all TIG welded nicely together, V'd out, strengthened, etc. They look lovely. This is the donor arm, as you can see. So if you see people like MIG welding these together, 9 times out of 10, I probably wouldn't trust it, but these are all TIG welded nicely. And yeah, there's a donor arm. Pretty hefty stuff. These are cast, so if you're gonna have this done, make sure you know a guy that can do this properly. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video here now. The video's getting pretty long, it's pretty detailed, and I've noticed that the longer the video, the less interested people get, and the views go down right towards the end. Now, I like to ramble a lot, so for me, it's great, you get lots of information, but for other people, it's pretty boring. But kind of here, I'll do 2 parts of the video. The next part of the video, the car will obviously be going back together, wheels on, control arms on, etc. The finished product will be price. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Also, you might notice there's a lot of room in here. And that is because I've got plans. Plans are happening. The ramp is gonna be here. New ramp where the Golf is. Just here, and then one there. That'll be good. I may add, it's not a new ramp, it's my old ramp, which I have in another unit. So, there's also, before that happens, there's gonna be a massive C10 truck here. Nathan's truck. It's like 4 miles long, 58 billion tons, and it has to sit right here. And that thing's massive. And we're gonna do some videos on that, and that thing's gonna be cool. We're notching it, putting a Watts link on it. Hopefully we're lowering the front a lot more as well. That thing's gonna be cool, so stay tuned for that video. Nathan's the biggest subscriber and fan of the Joshua YouTube channel, so he'll be watching this now and probably getting a little giddy. So, cheers! And obviously, another thing, I know I keep talking about it, but now I'm in a predicament. I don't know what car to do first for this year. Every year since I'm 16, I've been building a car around this time. And at the moment, there's lots of things to do. So, do I put all the money into the Honda, which is looking worse for wear? Do I put all the money, more money into the 36, or do I sell it or do I just go full hog into the Beetle? I'm edging towards the Beetle, but I bloody love this Honda, and I know how much work the Beetle needs, and I really don't want to do it, but I have to do it because it's 10-year anniversary. So today, comment it down below and tell me what you want to do first, because I'm not doing it for your pleasure, but I just need someone to decide for me. And it should be the Beetle, but the Honda's so good. I love hydraulics, and I'm not putting the Beetle on hydraulics for anyone that asks. It's hard life having 28 million cars.